So hi.
Hi.
This is what I wrote down. Not to be rude or anything.
First question?
Yeah.
First question starts with a not to be rude or anything.
Yeah, I like to do
God.
disclaimers for some of my questions.
Right.
So not to be rude.
Mm-hmm.
It's not coming from a rude place.
Mm-hmm.
More like a curious place.
Mm-hmm. Most people would warm up to this, but yeah, okay.
No, I just start, ooh, bam.
Okay.
Who are you?
You normally just let strangers into your house?
Yeah.
Well, that'll be the next question.
Okay,
I'll
okay.
incorporate that. You can start with, who is this?
My name is Paul Anthony, and you want more?
Yeah. No, you can just answer however you want.
You know, I do a comedy variety show, Talent Time, at the Real Theater.
Yeah.
And I've done many things before that, and many things kind of during that. Hopefully things after that.
And then you made it here.
I made it here in the snow to the Sahara show.
This must feel like the peak of your career.
Definitely.
I'm sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
So you're welcome for this opportunity.
Yeah. It's not so often you get to do a show and you get to look at two microwaves and one of them unplugged with a cord wrapped around it.
That's what he calls the fans in the audience, microwaves.
Yeah.
Well, microwaves, they're wrapping the arm cords around each other to hug.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to keep the illusion here. You're like, what am I doing here?
You're fun.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just okay, here's the thing about the show.
Okay.
Is most people that I have on, I do know them a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's like, we already know what it's like to talk to each other.
Right.
But for you, I'm like, brand new situation.
Yeah.
I have seen Talent Time before. I've seen you on a stage before.
Right.
So like, cool. I knew you existed.
Okay.
Yeah. I knew you were a person.
That's a bonus.
Here.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was watching your podcast and I just I like when someone is doing it even when they just have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they get up every morning and they just do it.
Yeah, that is pretty much what I'm doing here.
Yeah, I love it.
Thanks.
Yeah, I fully support that.
Is that kind of how you work or your kind of thing?
Yeah, and then eventually after a while when you're just fumbling around, I think there's just less fear or preciousness about it. Mm-hmm. Fear of failure or success. Just kind of and then I think when that comes away, then all of a sudden your spirit of comedy or art or whatever rises up.
Whoa, that's cool, because I kind of feel that happening.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm at the level now where I'm starting to be a little less precious and just put it out there.
Yeah.
Where when I first started doing the show, I'd spend so many hours editing, so many hours doing all these things, and now it's I probably spend half an hour editing every video because I just want to put it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel you kind of I've had to confront how much time I'm putting into something versus how much content I'm getting out. And,
right.
I don't know how to rectify those two things.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think that's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
You gotta just keep going, and then it all works its way out.
How did you get started with Talent Time?
A couple different answers. So, well, really, I've been doing a variety show kind of my whole life. When I was 8 and 9, and all my cousins would get together for Easter or whatever, we'd put on these variety shows that I would write and star in and tell everyone what they had to do, And I just always liked variety shows, but there weren't really any variety shows growing up. They were I think they were mostly in the 70s and stuff. But I don't know why, I just always liked variety shows. And then I was doing this other show at the Cobalt, the old Cobalt, where there was just shit dripping from the ceiling and everything before they fixed it up. And yeah, and then they were opening the Biltmore. They're redoing the Biltmore and opening up, and they asked me to come there and do a show. And I was like, well, only if I can do this. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, do whatever you want.
What made them ask you to do it?
Because they saw the Cobalt show and just thought, I don't know why, because the Cobalt show was crazy because the people that ran it didn't care. So like, yeah, one episode, we wore diapers on stage, and we just tried to pee ourselves through the whole show, just drinking beer, and then whoever's diaper weighed the most, like, won. And they won like a poutine. We got like a sponsorship. We tried to make this big thing, but it was for who pees her. Anyways, I couldn't really do it at all. But
did you pee on stage in your diaper?
Yeah, so hard though, because people are watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did one show where our idea was to like punish racist, sexist, like homophobic jokes. We wanted to like rid the world of it forever.
Yeah.
So we wrote like the worst, like offensive jokes, and then we handed out to the audience like rotten fruit. And we had like those cigarette girls, like rotten fruit, you know? And so people, and it wasn't just tomatoes, it was like cantaloupes and like pineapples. Like it fucking hurt. But we let it rot. It was. But as we were telling these jokes and we're getting like rotten fruit thrown at us and it's getting smushed into the carpet on the stage, I looked at like the person who like ran the place and they're like, ha 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 ha. Like we couldn't do anything. Like we couldn't do anything bad there.
You couldn't push it too far.
Yeah, like there was no. They were fine with everything.
I love that though. That's cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Wow. Is there any other like memorable stunts that you did? Because already those two things, like I'm like. I can't imagine seeing that in person right now in Vancouver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless it was like a very underground show.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, there's people there. Lots of stunts. One of the shows there, I came right from surgery. I had like this knee surgery. And they gave me like a bottle of Percocets or whatever. So I was already really high on morphine. And then I just passed out the rest of the pills to the audience.
You passed out Percocet to the audience?
Yeah, and so like everyone was high, and then like I called my mom. And as everyone was going up doing stuff, I just kept talking through all their sets. I was just out of it. I don't know. I was still like I still had I snuck out with the hospital stuff. You're supposed to change, but I could change and then I put it in my bag, and then I got up and then I put it back on because I wanted to be on stage in like my hospital.
You wanted to look like you like broke out.
Totally.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah, but no, lots of stunts. I think especially the first like whatever how many years of me. I guess like my 20s, it was all like crazy stunts, and I slowly like. I don't know, started to do other things too.
So what is it like, okay, I feel like not to be like sexist here, but I feel like that's primarily like a guy thing to think like I'm gonna go piss on stage, I'm gonna get like shit thrown at me and stuff, I'm gonna like hand out drugs to people. Cause like we keep it pretty PG-14 on this show, like it doesn't get too crazy. Like giving people. Oh, I like how you brought the umbrella. That does like add to the cuteness. So like, what makes you think? Okay, I'm gonna wake up today, and I'm gonna like just that idea just come to you. Was like your brain not fully developed yet? I love it. I'm just wondering what makes your brain do that.
All those things. I like definitely like I grew up. Like in the punk rock scene, and that was just like, and like that was like my late teens and or mid-teens into like whatever, and so shaking shit up was always like in my bones, and it just just thinking the world fucking sucks, and like and I think can drive you to try to like I think it was this I think underneath it all was just like, wake up, people! Come on, let's live our lives.
Like it was like, is that like a punk thing? Because like I was kind of like tried to be punk when I was younger too, but I think I just like liked the aesthetic. Like I was like kind of a poser.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So like, is that sort of like the punk thing? Is like, yeah, we don't we don't subscribe to this stuff.
I mean, part of it, I think like there's a bunch of different sides, I guess, of punk. Like some is just like kind of like gutter punk, like just vomit, bleh, and then other side was like kind of like the political stuff. I was really trying to push for things. I was kind of more on that side, but like, yeah, but I definitely liked shaking things up. I like, the idea of like just like a mediocre or like a nice show was very boring to me.
Do you think that's like a spirit that's still alive, or do you think that's something that was like more?
No, it's still alive, but I just do it differently. I'm not trying to shake people up.
What are you trying to do now? Like, what do you think you're like? Well, do you feel like you have like a purpose or like a mission or like in your art, like, or you just like? Because for me, sometimes I feel like I do, and then sometimes I feel like I'm just like doing random crap. You know, like I feel like for me, it feels like both at the same time.
I was just trying to do what felt right, but then as time goes on, certain people point out things and you'll notice things, and then I'd like be able to say like, oh, I really do want to, instead of before it was kind of like pushing people away from something, I feel like now it's more like drawing people into the opposite thing.
What's the opposite thing?
Well, just like, I guess like it sounds like so lame, but like community and...
That's not lame.
Well, it's like traditionally like anything like community based is so like kumbaya. Yeah. And like devoid of like art and like passion and like so many sounds here. It's cool.
I know, it's like kind of like a cool other universe of like all the weird lights up and stuff. Yes.
No, I love it.
It's just the fairies in the other room.
Is that pictures of bread?
Those are different pictures of cheese.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it was there when I moved in. I just didn't
really?
take it down, yeah.
You inherited a poster of cheese?
I inherited a lot of weird stuff in here.
But is the crystal yours? Like the salt?
Obviously. Yeah.
I got a bunch of like little ones that are like pyramids, and you plug them in and they light up with their salt lines.
Illuminati.
Yeah.
But okay, I think like I understand what you're saying about community. It can seem a little like lame AF. But I kind of think we should I like the idea of like community and like making like our city like cool and like have like a rich culture and art and all those things. So I kind of think we need to like rebrand it, you know, like community's like sick and like edgy and awesome and like, you know what's cool? Caring about people in your town.
Well, we're gonna have to do something because like honestly, like the 1%, which is now I think 0.5 or something, is like we should be able to all bond together and say like, oh, we should have affordable housing and we should like you can, yes, capitalist, fine, you like can make more money, you can't take everything. You can't fuck people over to survive. Like you can't. There should be some. So we do need to come together.
Do you think there's like solutions for that? Like, do you have any ideas that you can just put out into the world?
I don't. That's like, you know, there's things that I think I have some interest and skill in, and I'll just stick to that. So, you know, I think politics is just so crooked that I don't know how you can kind of work within the system. I don't know.
I don't know, I think this is helpful, but maybe not everyone agrees with me. Where I kind of think on a personal and like kind of spiritual level, if we like, the more we better ourselves, the more we're like better in our community.
100%.
So like, I like to think that I'm doing my part that way by just like not being like an asshole, caring about things, like trying to make things nice.
Yeah. If we can extend the community out further and further, then maybe we have a shot.
Having strangers over at my house.
Totally.
Because I feel like that's something that I actually, because I only started comedy a few years ago, and that's something that I've really loved about doing comedy in Vancouver is that like there is this whole like community of people that are like interested in putting stuff out there and like creative and introspective and like care about community and like collaboration, and that's been like very cool for me because I lived like all of my life living in Vancouver not feeling that way about anything and like feeling kind of like alone in the city. So I think that's been like the coolest part of it for me almost.
Well, that's why I wanted to do this and meet you, because I don't know a lot of the people that have been doing it for like 2 to 5 to 6 years. There's that damn pandemic. Like I think I dropped off like you know, that's like 3 years ago. Yeah. The kind of the start of that almost, and then a couple years before that, I just wasn't as plugged in. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm doing some catch up because I really wanna. Yeah, I wanna meet everyone that's doing stuff.
I'm like flattered that you're like, this is like the new people here.
Yeah, sure.
That's really nice. Like I was like really surprised when I got your message because I'm like, they even know I'm on their radar at all. They know who I am.
Yeah, well, I watched the Martin episode because I don't know him well, but I just love that guy. Yeah, it's great. And yeah, it's just like I want to meet everyone doing. I mean, this is gonna sound bad. It's gonna sound bad, but I would sit down with anyone for an hour. Does this sound bad?
No, I think that sounds nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but now I'm really offended.
That's what I was trying to link back to your thing, but.
Oh yeah, I'm pissed now. Yeah. I'm pissed.
No, but you seem like lots of fun, and I like. This is great. Oh my god.
That's nice. Oh. Okay. So on this show, I like to get a little like existential.
Oh fuck yeah, bring it on.
I want to know what you think is going on. Like in general, like with existence.
You.
Yeah, like what do you think's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Like what are we?
Well, like okay, we're sitting here right now having a conversation. Uh-huh. Like how? Why? Like how does that like? You never just like, oh, how am I here? Why? What's happening?
Right. Yeah. Okay, what's going on?
What's going on? Like, I think this is how sometimes I'll frame it to people. Be like, do you think this conversation we're having right now, do you think that it's happening for the first time, like, in real time right now? And...
Oh, like parallel timelines and stuff like that. I think all that's possible. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think's going on?
I think like kind of like everything that anyone's ever thought of is like probably happening.
Right. I do believe in like that, like when you get a good idea, it's coming from somewhere. It's coming through you or something. I do believe in that. I believe
like
in
source.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Abraham Hicks shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. Source, energy, stuff comes out, goes out.
Goes out, comes in sometimes. Mm-hmm. And unlimited, I believe. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we don't gotta be stingy, guys.
Yeah, totally.
There's enough for all of us. Mm-hmm. So you're just like, I don't know.
It's a pretty huge question. Like, I mean, I don't. Anyone who says they do know is fucking full of shit.
Yeah, but just like, what's your intuition? I think everyone has like a really strong intuition, and I like to think that if I ask like everyone that I know, everyone that comes on the show, I think that everyone has a piece of the truth, and then I'll be able to like red yarn them together. Totally. After enough time to like get maybe even like 10% of the picture, and that'll be like a lot. So.
I feel like when I spent a lot of time in other parts of my life kind of thinking like that and kind of getting stuck in places. Mm-hmm. And so now I just make it really simple of like, to me, it's about like being in source and being like, just getting in the zone, and that like through meditation and, people, connections, art, like shit, and then everything works. The more I'm like in that, then the more everything works. And so I don't play in my head a lot of those bigger ideas anymore, or I'm not right now, because I'm just like focusing on that simple thing, and then I think everything works.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
But I might have a better idea at another point in time, but that's where I am right now.
I think that's really fair. And like, I don't want to like push you on it, you know? I don't want to be like, think about it anyway. Do it anyway.
I like hearing people's ideas. I think it's all possible.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's all possible.
Have you ever seen the movie Interstellar?
No, I haven't.
It's probably like that, so you could go watch that.
Okay.
Yeah. He was like in this like thing. I don't know, you'll see it.
Okay. I will.
I like to just like doing like a hand gestures, and then people will know what you're talking about.
To all the microwaves out there.
Yeah.
Woo!
The little candy canes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of like, my brain gets really stuck on those things, but like it doesn't give me anxiety to think about. It's like enjoyable and fun for me to think about. So like I love thinking about like, oh, all these other dimensions, are there like ghosts and stuff happening all around us, and like different timelines happening all around us. So do you think there's ghosts all around us?
I think it's totally possible.
Like maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I believe in spirits of some kind.
Like energy, maybe?
Yeah.
But not like a guy that's like sitting there and he's like, because it's always like the same ghost. It's like he's like from like 150 years ago, and he's like wearing old-fashioned clothes, and he's like, why am I here? That's like in all the ghost shows.
I don't know. It's like I think all that's possible, but I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it. And I think if I experienced something like that changed my mind, then I'd be like, "There's for sure ghosts because of this, or whatever."
What about like aliens?
I think they're probably us from the future.
Ooh, I've heard that before.
Yeah, it's not a new theory. I've heard it too, but like it seems to make the most sense.
Yeah.
Because. Yeah.
Like specifically you and me from the future.
Duh.
What if we're the only two? Okay, what if after this video goes out, the like FBI contacts us, and they're like, we really liked what you guys did. We think that you make a really good team.
Right, yeah.
For this like interstellar mission. Whoa. Like that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, the FBI could be one of the 50 people that watch this.
Matt 50 is so generous.
Really?
I really appreciate that. That's really nice of you.
No problem.
But okay, I like to think, okay, this is why I like dimensions.
Right.
Maybe in other dimensions they're watching it.
Oh.
Or like an alien on another planet is watching it. Like I just haven't quite caught on Earth yet.
Right. Maybe all your viewers are from another planet.
Yeah, like I could be really famous on another planet.
But also each one of those viewers could have like a really big family, and they could all be watching together. So like that one space laptop could have 30 people around it, or 100 people, let's say.
That's true.
So that's 500 right there.
That could be the same even for like my human followers. Like maybe even though it just says one view, it was like they had a whole party.
Yeah.
Of people watching.
Totally.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and they were around it lots.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, go back, that was so funny, go back to that one part.
Yeah.
And like right now, I know you guys are watching, they're like freaking out. They're like, they're dressing us. So crazy. They're so relatable. How do they know we're doing that?
Yeah. Like, how do they know we're called microwaves and everything?
Yeah. How do you know? My mom calls me Candy Cane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know.
We know everything. We're from the future.
And the past and the present.
Yeah. Well, technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what else I wrote down here. This is a good one. Did it cross your mind that I could be a murderer or a vampire or something?
No, I'm not a murderer. You know, I don't think...
I don't have murder vibes?
I don't think you could do it.
You don't. Was that a challenge?
Yeah.
That sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, I don't think you could
I don't
do
think
it.
you could murder me even if you tried.
I don't think you could do it.
Oh, no, I probably couldn't do it. I could never do that. I'm like too soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you like blood. You don't seem to be someone who would like love blood.
I don't love it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like, I don't have a big problem with it.
Right.
But like, I don't like causing it, I guess.
Yeah. I can see that. What do you like? Have you ever kicked a dog or anything?
I've kicked a few dogs. Of course, I've kicked a few. No, I mean, yeah, no, not like maybe a
Not
puppy.
really.
Maybe a puppy, not a dog.
The cutest version of a dog?
Yeah. They don't even know what's going on. They're so little and dumb. They don't know anything. I'm just kidding. No, I would never do that. I'm a nice lady.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're wearing a cat on your shirt. Who's wearing a cat on their shirt? Who's wearing a cat on their shirt? Whoa.
Yeah, so I wouldn't kick a cat.
Yeah.
Do you like dogs? That's a question I used to ask everyone. Do you like dogs?
I like dogs. Don't have one.
But do you really
bullshit?
like dogs?
Do I
that was
really
kind
like
of
dogs?
bullshit. Because like I want people to like, let's cut the shit with dogs.
Right.
Like I feel like everyone's like dog crazy
Right.
in this society.
Yeah.
Like how do you really feel?
No, I'm not like when I see a dog on the street. I'm not one of those.
You're not kicking it?
No, but I'm not like, oh my god.
And you don't have to like stop and pet it and like talk to them for 2
Yeah,
hours?
I don't have to do that.
You just notice them and you're like, that's
But
nice.
I've had like experiences with dogs every once in a while where you're like, whoa, I like this one.
Did a dog save your life?
No.
Oh, because in movies they always save people's life.
Yeah.
And I've never heard of that in real life. Have you ever heard of anyone's dog saving them?
No.
That's just a movie thing.
Wow. Being lied to.
Yeah, that's the real scam in society. Why don't they have more cats saving people?
Cats don't give a shit about you.
I think they might, depending who you are.
There's like so many stories of like people die and their cats just like eat them.
I don't think that's that weird.
And dogs have never done that.
I think dogs have probably eaten their own.
Yeah, maybe. But dogs more like, knock, knock, knock.
Dog's like, I don't want
There's
to do
something in
this. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
The cat's like,
you.
I've been waiting.
Yeah, like, yeah, cats don't care who you are. I don't think so.
I think they do. I think that dogs don't care who you are either.
What?
But they just like, they need the attention.
What if you're dead? There's no one around. So you think dogs are faking it?
Yeah, I think they're like kind of like fakers. I don't think they're sincere. I don't think they're genuine.
This says a lot about us because I think dogs are pure and
I'm a little sus.
like, you think everyone's evil, bad, and you're just pretending to be good.
No, I think that like there's there's a mixture.
Okay.
Probably of like for as far as humans go,
Right.
dogs all bad.
Were you worried that I was gonna murder you?
I mean it did cross my mind. Sometimes I'll just like pass by guys I know on the street and
Right.
they'll just be like, "Why didn't you say hi to me?" And I'm like, "I don't make eye contact with men in public."
Right. That's fair.
Because it could get weird sometimes.
Yeah. No, it's fair.
Yeah, but like I did think about it for sure. I was like, well, could be a good opportunity. Could die.
Isn't that all life though? That's when you like walk out of the door.
Yeah,
Every
exactly. And that's like why, you
Yeah.
know, just gotta roll with it.
Yeah, if you're gonna get murdered, might as well do it at your home.
Might as well do it. You don't have to like get out.
Like it's
of the
snowing
house.
out there. It's so slushy.
You know how pissed I'd
Ugh.
be if I like went somewhere in the snow just to get murdered?
Exactly.
Ugh.
I could have done this at home.
Well, yeah, we have murder at home.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of the show You lately too, about murder.
Mm-hmm.
So new season came out.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I know it's like this guy who's like terrible, but like you love him because they make him very likable.
He's like charming and hot,
Right.
but he's like a secret murderer.
And there's some girls who are just like, oh, I would let him murder me. Oh.
I think the
Which I
thing in
think's
the show,
fucked.
well, yeah, no, probably don't want a guy that's a murderer.
Okay,
but
probably.
Okay,
the door's still open.
Let's unpack this a little bit. I think in the show, part of why women like it is because they're like, they flash back to his childhood and something like, oh, the fact he's a murderer, it's not his fault. He thinks he's helping. And I think another part of it is probably like the woman's individual like attachment style and relationship with her parents and unresolved issues.
Are you a psychologist?
No, I've just had a lot of therapy.
Nice.
Yeah, I just do a lot of counseling nice. Personally, and I've unpacked a lot of that stuff. So you know what? I'm not gonna marry someone that'll murder me probably because working towards secure attachment.
Nice, that's great.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good to know what your limit is.
Yeah, a lot of things I could...
Not gonna be murdered.
Well, what is okay? You're married to someone. They murder someone. This is like a hypothetical. Right. Someone, they murder someone. What could be like something worse they could do than murder someone?
Oh, like okay, like to worse than murdering someone?
Yeah, and like you both hate that person, so you're like.
Well, like, I mean, like you do terrible stuff to someone.
Oh, like torturing's worse than just murder?
Yeah. And like keeping someone as a slave or something and doing terrible things to them.
Do you think that's worse than murder?
Yeah. I mean, I think...
So that's where you draw the line?
No, I don't know. I don't watch that shit. I just like, I think it's poison.
I don't like watch like the documentaries and stuff.
Yeah.
I only watch the fictional, sensationalized version. But even then, I feel like I only watch it like sometimes when I'm like already like feeling weird.
I've been in like places where I'm like, something will pop up in my algorithm where it's just like, oh, how did this person murder this thing? And like, I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then I notice what it does to me. I don't like it.
Like it just makes you feel bad inside?
Well, yeah. And then I start looking at people. I just start seeing, looking for bad things.
Like they're potential murderers?
I guess so. I just don't like what it does to me.
Do you think it's like the same thing as like they say it's like, oh, once you get like a yellow car, you notice like everyone has a yellow car. So like if you watch too many of those things, like once you think about murder, you'll just like see a murderer in everyone?
Oh, I think like if you're looking, like if you believe the world's a terrible place, you're gonna see like proof of that everywhere. If you think the world's like a really beautiful place, you're gonna see proof of that like everywhere.
What's like your view of the world? How do you see it?
Well, it's tough because I do think it's a beautiful place, and I try to just focus there because I don't think it's even helpful to like I don't think I can. You know, a lot of people will be like, well, this fucking terrible shit's really happening. You gotta like, you can't ignore it. And like, I'm kind of the mind of like, you can, in that you can actually be more helpful by training your brain somewhere else. And that's been my experience so far. Because I can just get too depressed and like, just absolutely useful to nobody.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it kind of goes back to, like, I think one of the most, like, productive, helpful things we can do, like, is, like, love ourselves, work on ourselves, have a really good relationship with, like, who we are and our life experience. And I think, like, that changes your whole life, right? When you can finally do that. Hopefully you can. I wish for everyone out there, I mean, this is your journey. You can do what you want, but it'd be nice if you had, like, we're friends with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Homies with yourself. So yeah, is there anything that you want to put out into the Sahara verse? The Sahara verse here before we wrap her on up.
I want to put out into the Sahara verse. I guess I could talk to the aliens for a bit because I don't get a chance to do that very often.
Yeah, and they're probably so excited. They're stoked right now.
Yeah.
Do you need me me to like act like an alien so you can like see what you're kind of like talking to?
Well, yeah. I mean, if it helps for you
if it helps
be the
for
conduit.
you, yeah. Well, I think it might help you to like really connect.
I think it would help the audience to see you act like an alien. I don't believe you. Try again. Seems like you're pretending.
I wasn't.
Okay, try again.
That's kind of like part of who aliens are. It's like it seems like they're pretending.
Oh.
But they're not.
They're always one step removed?
They're always like one step ahead by seeming like they're one step removed. It's very complicated.
Oh, okay.
Like extraterrestrial science that like doesn't quite equate here.
Right.
On Earth.
Right.
It's like all very like crazy and complicated. And yeah, so I don't know. I hope that helped you know what you're gonna say.
I just want to say to the aliens, I hope you're looking out for us. I've heard stories about like when there's like bombs going off and stuff. That's when like the aliens kind of show up and they're like, "Hey guys, fucking chill this shit out." So if you are gonna save humankind, like, hurry up.
Yeah,
come
what are
soon.
You waiting around for?
Like, we don't have much time. Like, love to meet you soon. Anyways, and come down to the Rio Theater, April 6th to see Talent Time. Any aliens, get in free.
Any aliens get in free? That is a hot deal. That is a hot ass deal. Best deal in town.
I know gas is a lot to get here, but so
they can teleport. Actually.
Yeah.
Using unlimited energy source.
All right, perfect.
So I just got a message from them.
Wow.
And they said thank you, and they'll all be there.
All right.
April 6th.
April 6th is the Rio Theater. The next Talent Time.
Thank you so much for being here and having this convo with me.
Yeah.
And like being so open and nice and genuine. I feel like almost I'm such a goof that I'm like, should I be more serious for this interview?
You're great. Yeah, it was really fun. And it's just a cool experiment, right?
Yeah.
To just all of a sudden just be across from someone you don't know and then like, all right, action.
I know. I was like thinking like this is gonna be like either like cool or weird or like both.
Yeah.
And I think there's like a little bit of both.
Oh yeah.
Like cool. Peace. Oh yeah. People love that one.
And really probably know a little bit.
That's a good idea.
I think so too.
Yep.